We're going to go ahead and get started with this live update here in just a moment. Alright, let's go ahead and get started with this here. This is Jacob Melton live here with West Michigan weather. The National Weather Service in Grand Rapids has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Clinton, Eaton, and Ingham counties. And this severe thunderstorm warning goes until 4:15 p.m. this afternoon. And this does include the city of Lansing. So if you're in the Lansing area, you are under this severe thunderstorm warning. It also does include the Grand Ledge, DeWitt, St. John's areas, over towards Ovid, Williamston. We'll zoom in a little bit closer. It also includes the East Lansing, Holt, Diamonddale, and Dansville areas, and also the Okemos area over towards the Weberville area. You are under this severe thunderstorm warning, primarily for the potential of damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. Taking a look at radar here, we do have a line of now severe thunderstorms beelining for the 127 corridor. So in St. John's, you're likely seeing the wind start to pick up and the rain. Same goes for DeWitt, and the same now heading into the Lansing area. Grand Ledge, the storm is passing through your area right now. You're on the back edge of it. Same, and it is heading into Diamonddale now as we speak. Let's switch over from the how hard is it rating mode here on velocity, on radar here, excuse me. Let's go over to velocity. And we are seeing a couple pockets of stronger winds here. One north of DeWitt. That's going to around 50 miles per hour. Same, another one southwest of DeWitt that is heading near the Hidden Lake Estates area. That will be heading in the direction of DeWitt, Gudsonville, and Clinton Village over the next few minutes. And also a stronger pocket of winds southwest of the Waverly area, southeast of Grand Ledge, and that will be in the general direction of downtown Lansing over the next few minutes as a new scan just came in here on radar. Same general idea. I am generally measuring around 40 to 50 plus mile per hour winds with this. A little stronger pocket there now southeast of the Hidden Lake Estates area. And while this is a few thousand feet up from the radar, just over 3,000 feet, this is from the Grand Rapids radar. I would not be surprised to have 50 to 60 mile per hour winds reaching the surface with these storms. We'll go ahead and take a look from an alternative perspective real quick. The Detroit radar, a little bit higher, but still the same general idea. Around 40 to 50 miles per hour winds being measured on radar. About 4,000 to 5,000 feet up. This is from the Detroit radar that is heading into the Lansing area over the next several minutes. So again, 60 mile per hour wind gusts will be possible as the storm will transition back to reflectivity here. And and that again stretches from north of the St. John's area up towards the Eureka area. Maple Rapids, the storm is passing you right now, but still remain inside as this storm is also producing plenty of lightning as well. And lightning is rather dangerous in itself, so do be inside, especially in the Lansing area and even further east towards the Williamston, Dansville areas, towards Ovid, as this storm is approaching your area over the next several minutes. This storm is moving off to the east if I pull up the warning text at around 25 miles per hour. And that is one thing with the environment in place. These storms will be moving, but not extremely quickly. So it'll kind of stick with you for a little bit and then be out of here. Which, with the moisture in place in the area over the area again today, we are going to be monitoring for heavy rainfall potential, which could very well result in some minor flooding issues as well, especially in the typical prone areas in the Lansing area in particular, near the Potter Park Zoo, where that railroad bridge is on Pennsylvania Avenue. We'll have to watch for flooding there over the next little while as these storms move in. In addition to this severe thunderstorm heading towards the Lansing area and surrounding area, we are watching other storms as well. Currently non-severe at this time, but we are watching them closely, stretching from the Charlotte area back towards the Augusta area and towards Kalamazoo. Some other cells as well south of the Kalamazoo area, near and south of I-94, like the Dowagiac area, towards Bronson and Coldwater as well. And we are watching for these storms to carry at least the isolated potential of damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. I will say one of the limiting factors of today is effective shear is on the lower side. Looking at meso analysis, we're around 20 to 25 knots near and south of the 96 corridor. Once you head north of the 96 corridor, looking at meso analysis, shear picks up a little bit. So we will have to be watching that as well. But that over time, as these storms move east, by the time we head into the later afternoon and evening hours, these will push east and become more of a southeast lower Michigan problem. So again, if you're just joining us here, the National Weather Service in Grand Rapids has issued a severe thunderstorm warning, including portions of Clinton, Eaton, and Ingham counties until 4:15 p.m. this afternoon, primarily for the potential of damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. So there was scan here that's in the St. John's area right now. Same goes for DeWitt. Into the west side of Lansing, like the Delta Mills area and Waverly, you're in the thick of this storm right now. Likely seeing some very heavy rainfall, likely some gusty winds, and frequent lightning as well. Same goes for the Diamonddale area, and that will be heading into the East Lansing, Clinton Village area, Gunsonville area over the next several minutes, over towards Bath, and this does include the Michigan State University. Michigan State University, you're in this as well. Storms will be moving in over the next several minutes. Taking another look here at our velocity product. And it does look like our area of highest winds, at least according to the Grand Rapids radar, is right over the River Forest neighborhood near the Lansing Airport, Capital Region International, over towards the thank you very much, Jonah. I'm not sure if you guys overheard that or not, but well, sorry about that. Anyways, Jonah confirming to us from Central Ionia County. Jonah's out in the field, and we hope if we can, we'll pick up his stream. He is out in the field, and we will be streaming a little bit later. But if it, depending on how that goes. But anyways, he is confirming frequent crowd-to-cloud lightning with this storm. And this is from Central Ionia County. So if anything, the frequent crowd-to-cloud lightning, that just goes to show the instability overhead, which we have around 1,500 to 2,000 Cape values in this area per National Weather Service in Grand Rapids and mesoscale analysis. So again, if anything, frequent lightning producers of these storms, in addition to the gusty winds and heavy rainfall. So if you're in the Lansing area, this is pushing in right now. You need to be inside, preferably on the lowest floor if you can get there, in an interior room away from windows. Same goes for the St. John's area, heading towards the Ovid area over the next few minutes, and towards Holt, Williamston, and Dansville. Also the Meridian area, the Meridian Township area. So, and then we also have other storms ongoing. Currently not severe, but if you're in the Charlotte area, you're likely seeing heavier rainfall towards and then towards the Olivet area, the Calamo area. If you're towards the Galesburg area, you're likely starting to see the heavier rainfall and lightning pick up. And then back towards the Vicksburg area, the Flowerfield Township area, and further southwest. We are all watching another cell a little bit ahead of the line, heading through the Bronson area, heading towards the Coldwater area over the next few minutes. But our strongest storm right now is our severe warned storm heading through the Lansing area. And this orange outline here, that is your severe thunderstorm warning. That continues until 4:15 p.m. this evening. If you're in southern Gratiot County, you are seeing some storms, particularly towards the Ashley area, mainly near and south of M57, but also the Gratiot Saginaw State Game area. You're seeing some storms as well. This activity is not severe at this time, but still some heavy rainfall, potentially some gusty winds and cloud-to-ground lightning as well. This is particularly near and south of the M57 corridor in southern and southeastern Gratiot counties. Taking a general reset here real quickly, as you can see, the majority of our storms are south and east of the Grand Rapids area. If you're in Grand Rapids, you're dry right now. This is all mainly towards the US 127 corridors, back southwest towards the I-94 corridor around Kalamazoo. That is where these storms are right now. So we'll go ahead and highlight real quickly here. So if you are roughly northwest of the line I'm drawing here, it is rather unlikely at this point you will be seeing severe weather. So if you're northwest of this line, so the Grand Rapids area, Holland, Muskegon, Grand Haven, Big Rapids, over towards Mount Pleasant, it's rather unlikely you're going to be seeing some severe weather issues this afternoon and evening. It is southeast of this line we will be watching over the next few hours for potential strong to severe thunderstorms, with the primary risk of damaging wind gusts up to around 60 miles per hour. Although we will have to watch, while it's not going to be a particularly big issue, we will have to watch for the potential of hail, possibly up to penny or quarter size on an isolated basis as well, just with the nature of these storms today. So again, northwest of the line I drew here, I'm not necessarily expecting too many severe weather issues today. It is southeast of this line in particular that we'll have to be paying attention to over the next few hours. Going back to our severe thunderstorm warning towards the Lansing area. Grand Ledge, this storm is behind you now. Do continue to remain. This storm is pushed through now. Do continue to watch and stay inside, mainly for the lightning potential over the next few minutes. But the worst of this storm has passed through your area. It is mainly from the downtown Lansing area up towards DeWitt and St. John's. You're on the back side of it, but do continue to remain inside due to lightning. Over towards the Bath area and towards the Price area and Lanesburg area over the next several minutes. Clinton Village and Gunsonville, it is moving in your area right now. We'll take another look at velocity here. And it looks like our strongest winds per radar is passing towards the East Lansing area and north of there over the next few minutes. I will zoom in a little bit tighter. So if you're near the Walnut Hills Country Club area, near the Hawk Hollow Golf Course, if you're towards Bath, Over towards East Lansing, Okemos, and Hazlitt over the next few minutes. Do be indoors in a sturdy structure, preferably on the lowest floor, away from windows. The potential for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts is in your highest in your location over the next several minutes. We are indicating around 60-mile-per-hour winds, albeit this is a few thousand feet up, but still at least 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts could be reaching the surface, if not up to 60. So do remain inside, preferably away from windows on the lowest floor. And that will eventually be heading towards the Meridian, Williamston, and Bell Oak areas over the next several minutes and towards Weberville. So as you can see with the brighter reds, and especially once we start getting into the paint colors, that is where we're starting to see the highest potential for damaging wind gusts. We are seeing some slightly elevated wind gusts as well towards the East DeWitt area south of Price, heading towards the area around the Sleepy Hollow State Park, Westchester Heights, and eventually towards Lanesburg. We'll zoom back out a little bit here and go back to reflectivity here. Olivia on Facebook is saying I'm in Owasso at a lake beach. Hopefully it's not horrible. We only have a pavilion to seek shelter under. Well, I'm going to be honest with you, that's not particularly a great spot. So, if there's anything like a bathroom facility, not the portable facilities, but if you got a sturdy structure like bathrooms or anything like that to go into, that would be a better spot. Or even vehicles, if you absolutely have to. A vehicle would be a better spot than those pavilions, because with the stronger wind gusts that can damage those, and it's just not really the best spot. So if you have, like I mentioned, a stationary sturdy bathroom facility to get into, that might be a good option. Or even your vehicle as a last resort, that would be a bit better than the pavilion. And speaking of Owasso, the Owasso area is under a special weather statement now for the potential of pea-sized hail and wind gusts up to 55 miles per hour, which is just under the severe threshold. So I would begin to make arrangements to head towards a more sturdy structure if you can, even if it's a vehicle in the last resort, over the next several minutes as these storms move towards the Owasso area. Anyway, we do have an update to the severe thunderstorm warning. If you're in the Grand Ledge, Diamonddale areas, Delta Mills, Waverly area, and towards the left side of Lansing, like the River Forest area, Edgemont Park area westward, you are clear from the severe thunderstorm warning. The storm has passed you, but do continue to remain inside over the next few minutes due to continued cloud-to-ground lightning potential. So do continue to remain inside, but the severe weather threat from this particular storm has ended. And the severe thunderstorm warning does continue for the St. John's, DeWitt, Lansing areas towards Holt, Dansville, Weberville, Williamston. Over towards East Lansing, the Bath area, Price, the Shepherdsville area, Duplain, over towards Ovid, Elsie as well. And just outside the severe thunderstorm warning, but the Ashley area in southeastern Gratiot County, you are also seeing very heavy rainfall and cloud-to-ground lightning, along with the potential for at least sub-severe wind gusts as well. Let's go back, take another look at our velocity product here real quickly. And we are continuing to show the highest winds between the East Lansing and Bath areas, right over the Walnut Hills Country Club area, over the Hawk Hollow Golf Course, and that will be heading towards the Hazlitt area over the next few minutes as we get a new scan here, and over towards the Rose Lake State Wildlife area. So if you are in that area, you need to be inside, preferably away from windows in a sturdy structure, and preferably on the lowest floor. For those of you particularly in the Lansing area with this storm starting to pass through, if you do have any storm or damage reports to pass along to us, please feel free to do so. You can do that on social media or even let us know what you're seeing in the chat. And we also have a website to where you can submit those storm reports. And that website is www.westmichiganweather.net/report. Again, that is www.westmichiganweather.net/report, and that is where you could submit those storm or damage reports. But I do encourage you, please do so safely. So anyway, going back from the severe thunderstorm warning real quickly, we'll take a look at some other storms. If you're in the Charlotte area, you're seeing the heavier rainfall heading towards the Eaton Rapids area over the next few minutes, towards the Olivet area, and towards Battle Creek as well. You're going to have some storm activity in the area. I will also note, I will go ahead and highlight this here. Just ahead of these storms, we do have an outflow boundary as well. And what the outflow boundary is, that is the rain-cooled air from our thunderstorms starting to push out ahead of the storms. So you may notice the winds start to pick up ahead of the rain a little bit. You may start notice the gusty winds begin to pick up, and then the rain will pick up a little bit after the fact. So you're probably noticing that in the Onondaga area, towards the Marshall area, and points westward from there. I will go ahead and zoom in a little more. So like the Climax area, you're probably noticing that. Springport, Onondaga, the Mason area are likely noticing that. That is the outflow boundary. That is the rain-cooled air. Again, the rain-cooled air from these storms pushing out ahead. So you'll likely notice the gusty winds pick up, likely sub-severe outside of the severe thunderstorm warning at this time. But the winds will pick up, and then the rain will come behind it by a few minutes. So just something I wanted to point out. Olivia, if you're still watching there at that beach area in the Waso, you are now under a severe thunderstorm warning. Severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Shiawassee and northwestern Livingston counties. That goes until 4:45. Outside of our coverage area, but since I know we had viewers watching in the area, just wanted to mention that. So now is the time. If you're at the lake or beach out there, time to head inside. Sturdy structure or even a vehicle in the last resort. But it is now time to head inside. You are under a severe thunderstorm warning primarily for the potential of 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Taking a rider look again, take a general reset. Again, we have our strong to severe thunderstorms tracking off to the east from around the southeastern Gratiot County, Ashley area towards the Lansing area, and then strong but currently non-severe storms stretching towards the Charlotte, Battle Creek areas back towards Kalamazoo. We do have additional cells ahead of the main line as well towards the Coldwater area that we are watching as well. We'll go ahead and take a look at that. We'll take a look at this cell near the Coldwater area. We'll over to the Northern Indiana radar. We'll go take a look at velocity just to make sure. And we're not seeing anything too concerning at this time, but still heavier rainfall, lightning, and probably maybe some gustier winds as well. And the same goes for the activity towards the Kalamazoo, Battle Creek areas up towards Charlotte. This activity is currently not severe, but again, heavier rainfall, gusty winds, and frequent cloud-to-ground lightning is likely occurring with these storms. Go ahead and switch. So again, If you're in the Lansing area, as these storms continue to clear over the next few minutes, do continue to remain inside due to cloud to ground lightning hazards. If you are in the Williamston, Dansville, and Weatherville areas, you are next up in line for our strong storms over towards the Bell Oak and in the Meridian area, especially over the next few minutes. We will be continuing to watch your area for the potential of strong to damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour, in addition to heavier rainfall, the potential for heavier rain, and frequent cloud to ground lightning. Taking another look at our velocity product here, and we'll just go down the line. Again, our highest wind potential, according to radar, is now over the Rose Lake State Wildlife Area. And over the next few minutes, that will head out of our coverage area into southern Shiawassee County, towards the Shaftsburg and Forest Green Estates area. And at least from the Grand Rapids radar, we're not seeing anything particularly concerning other than that, but still the potential for gustier winds over the East Lansing, Michigan State University area towards Holt as well. I will go ahead and switch over to another radar just for a different perspective. And again, similar picture. The highest winds continue to be over the... This is the Detroit radar out in Light Wake in Oakland County. But again, the Rose Lake State Wildlife Area, that is likely where the highest wind potential is right now. As mentioned, that will be pushing into Shiawassee County right now. Although we are watching potentially another area of gustier winds east of the Hazlitt area, along the Hazlitt Road area. Around 40 to 50 mile per hour velocities being indicated around 3,000 feet up on the Detroit radar. So again, the strongest part of this storm in particular is now starting to head into Shiawassee County. But if you're in the Williamston, Dansville, and Weberville area, you still have the potential of gusty winds over the next several minutes as these storms move in. Let's go back to reflectivity, and we'll focus again on our storm southwest. Go back to the Grand Rapids radar. Again, these are not severe at this time. All right. Jonah, update from Jonah here. Go ahead.
Calhoun County and then up towards County as well as we start transition off to the northeast, or I'm sorry, east northeast. Lots of training thunderstorms starting to develop. So messaging about flooding might be a good idea before we wrap up streaming hot.
All right, clear on that. All right, so if you overheard Jonah here, we are, while we still we are maintaining the severe thunderstorm warning for the next few minutes across Clinton and Ingham counties, but as these storms continue to push off to the east outside of the coverage area, that will begin to be NWS Detroit's responsibility as well. But one thing that Jonah did mention, if you did overhear, is that we are concerned about training thunderstorms as well. With the moisture in place, these storms are likely producing heavier rainfall. In fact, I will loop it here real quickly. And we are starting to see that become evident, particularly from the Kalamazoo, Battle Creek areas, stretching back towards the Charlotte area, Eaton Rapids. We are seeing signs of training thunderstorms, which does increase the flooding potential, as that can result in very heavy rainfall within a shorter period of time. Let me take a look at our 1 hour rainfall rates here on radar. And we are starting to see that become evident as well. Because as we loop it here, we are seeing signs of, we kind of probe it towards the Charlotte area, we are seeing 1.2 inches of rain per per radar estimates over the last hour, between 1 to 1.5 inches of rain, and that stretches back southwest towards the Kalamazoo area, and further southwest back towards the Kalamazoo area in northeastern, Kalamazoo County. In fact, we have an around 2-inch radar estimation northwest of the Augusta area. Again, these are radar estimates. The radar's not exactly perfect, but with that amount of rain falling in 1 hour, we can certainly get some flooding issues as well, starting to develop as well. So if you do encounter any flooded roadways if you're traveling, turn around, don't drown, just try to find an alternative route. And just something to be aware of as these storms continue to work through the area. We'll go back over to reflectivity. We still do continue to maintain the severe thunderstorm warning for the next few minutes across northern sections of Ingham County into eastern Clinton County. Although I will say, if you're in eastern Clinton County, the strongest part of this storm is now pushing off to your east into Shiawassee County. So, again, still remain inside over the next several minutes, mainly due to the cloud-to-ground lightning hazards. But the worst part of this particular storm is beginning to push off to the east. We'll take another look at our velocity product real quick. And again, yeah, I do agree that the strongest part of this storm is now heading out of our area into Shiawassee County. But heads up, if there is anyone that happens to be watching the Owasso, Bennington, Morris area, over the next several minutes, do remain inside, preferably in that sturdy structure away from windows. Williamston, we'll take a look at another radar just to make sure. I'm not seeing super concerning high wind signs from both radar perspectives, both Grand Rapids and Detroit, but do continue to remain inside, if nothing else, but due to the potential for heavier rain and cloud-to-ground lightning along with sub-severe wind gusts. Do continue to remain inside, preferably in that sturdy structure away from windows. Same goes for the Dansville area, eventually towards the Weberville area as well over the next several minutes as these storms continue to work off to the east. Go back to reflectivity here. We do continue to show some additional convection towards the whole area. We'll pop back over to velocity just to double check. Not seeing anything too concerning from Detroit. Check Grand Rapids. Nothing particularly concerning on the velocities, but still the potential for gustier winds, along with heavy rainfall and cloud-to-ground lightning in the whole area. And that will be tracking, if I loop it just to get my bearings, that will be heading towards the Mason area, towards Dansville, towards the Williamson and Weberville area over the next several minutes. Let me double check, make sure we don't have anything new coming in from the National Weather Service. I do not see anything new. The last update was they were continuing the warning for Clinton and Ingham. That was at 3:36. Double check some things here. Not seeing anything in terms of reports yet, but again, if anyone, especially in the Lansing area and southern Clinton County over the last several minutes as this storm passed through, if you do have damage reports, storm or damage reports, do feel free to pass those along to us. You can do that through our social media platforms such as Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and tag us there. We will see them, or you can also submit those to our website, where we do have a form to do so. To do that, you go to www.westmichiganweather.net/report. Again, that is www.westmichiganweather.net/report. I will also give a shout out to our Discord server. The link to that is scrolling along the bottom of our screen occasionally. For those of you interested, you can join our Discord server and join the conversation. There's another place you can pass along storm reports or or just join the conversation as we talk about the weather. Not just during the severe weather days, but even on the calmer days as well. And it's just kind of a place where we focus more on the forecast and just have a good conversation. Again, that is scrolling on the bottom of your screen occasionally. Feel free to join us there as well if you're interested. Again, so we do continue with a severe thunderstorm warning for the next 18 minutes. Although it is possible this may end up being dropped early, but still for the next 18 minutes, we continue with a severe thunderstorm warning for eastern sections of Clinton County and the northern sections of Ingham County. This is for the continued potential of damaging gusts up to 60 miles per hour. They are updating the severe thunderstorm warning now, so if you are in the eastern Clinton County zone I was just mentioning, so the LC area, Duplain, Ovid, towards the Bath and Price areas, over towards the Westchester Heights community, you are now clear from this severe thunderstorm warning, as the worst of this storm is now tracking out of our coverage area into Shiawassee County. We do continue with the severe thunderstorm warning for northern sections of Ingham County. It does include the Lansing area, although I think the worst of it is, at least this particular cell is passing to your south. It does continue to include the whole area, Michigan State University area, along with East Lansing, over towards the Williamston area, Weberville, towards Dansville. And it also includes the Meridian area and Okemos as well. So if you are in that area in northern Ingham County, do continue to remain inside, preferably away from windows on the lowest floor of an interior room of your sturdy building. The strongest storms, there's a couple areas we're watching north of the Williamston area, and also towards the whole area we do have another area we are watching as well. We'll go ahead and take another look at our velocity here. To be honest with you, I'm not seeing anything extremely concerning on radar, but just as the course release regret, do remain inside, if for no other reason, because of the heavier rainfall and cloud to ground lightning potential, and still the potential for damaging wind gusts over the next several minutes. So, taking a look from the Detroit radar, I am seeing between 30 to 40 miles per hour. This is a bit higher up, so whether it's reaching the ground or not, but 30 to 40 mile per hour, I am seeing up to around 40 miles per hour near the whole east of the whole area near Meridian. And I'll be tracking towards the Dansville and Weberville areas over the next several minutes. So again, we're not seeing anything extremely evident in terms of damaging wind gusts on the velocity product, but we are still continuing to watch these storms as they continue to move through northern portions of Ingham County over the next little while. We'll go back southwest and go through our non-severe storms that we are continuing to watch. So again, our complex of strong to severe thunderstorms stretches from near the Saginaw area, back through the Owasso area, towards the Williamston area, towards Eaton Rapids, towards the Olivet area, and it gets a little bit more broken, but we're also watching the Battle Creek, Kalamazoo Portage areas, back towards the Dowagiac area. We are continuing to see thunderstorms that are producing heavy rainfall, frequent cloud to ground lightning, and also the potential for heavy rainfall, which we will go ahead and discuss it again. We'll go ahead and loop this here. We are seeing some signs that training thunderstorms might be taking place, particularly from the Kalamazoo and Battle Creek areas, east towards the Charlotte area, north and east towards the Charlotte area, towards the Eaton Rapids area as well. We are seeing signs of training thunderstorms, which means multiple thunderstorms passing over the same general area. When that happens, we do begin to get higher rainfall over a short period of time, such as 1 hour. And when that happens, we do begin to get increasingly concerned a bit about localized flooding issues. I do not have any flood advisories or anything like that issued at this time, we'll be watching for that. But in the meantime, if you're driving through pretty much I-94 corridor up towards the Lansing area, from like Battle Creek, Kalamazoo, towards the Eaton Rapids area, just be aware of that we are watching for the increased potential of some localized flooding issues. So if you do encounter any flooded roadways, do not attempt to drive through them. Remember, turn around, don't drown, find an alternative route. We'll go ahead and take a look here at our 1 hour precip accumulations. Again, this is radar estimated, so it's not exactly perfect. But we'll go up to the Lansing area. I am seeing pockets of between ½ inch to an inch of rain over the past hour. Our heaviest rainfall continues to stretch from, we'll say, the Potterville area. We're seeing up to an inch, and especially from Charlotte southwest towards the Kalamazoo area. So like the Augusta area, over towards the Calamo area as well. Bellevue just to the north. We are seeing an area between 1 up to around 2 inches of rain over the past hour. And we are also seeing a band of potentially heavier rain develop through the north of the Marshall area, through Battle Creek, south towards the Portage area, as southwest near the Battle Creek area, south of the Portage area as well. Again, these are radar estimates. They are not perfect, but just something to be aware of. We are monitoring the heavier rainfall potential, especially if we can get these thunderstorms to train like we are starting to see signs of. We'll go back to reflectivity here. I do not have anything new in terms of the severe thunderstorm warning. I am not seeing any damage reports coming in, but we are continuing to watch that. What I will go ahead and do is, it looks like the new SPC Outlook update is coming in. This is the 4 p.m. update that is starting to come in. So we'll take a look at that real quick. Just for a moment while we continue to monitor for anything new in terms of storm reports. Make sure this is the latest here before we go through with it. It is just starting to come in, so bear with me just for a second. Weatherman on the YouTube chat says hello. Hello there. Thank you for tuning in with us here at West Michigan Weather. Alright, we'll go through with that. That does appear to be the latest, so turn warnings off to clean up the look a little bit. So we do continue with a marginal to slight risk of severe weather. The slight risk continues to extend from we'll say the Niles area up through Kalamazoo, and then up towards, we'll say, the Bay City area that is outside of our coverage area. But just if you're near and southeast of the Bay City to Kalamazoo, and then towards the Niles area, if you are southeast of that line, you continue to remain under a slight level 2 out of 5 risk, and this continues to primarily be for damaging wind potential. Just northwest of that, you do continue to remain under a marginal that has a level 1 out of 5 risk. So like the Alma, Ithaca areas, southwest through Carson City towards Ionia, back towards the Allegan area, and towards the Berrien Springs area, we'll say. You do continue to remain under a marginal risk. However, I will say, based on radar trends, if we go to that, there is potentially a few showers developing, but I do think the severe threat is rather low. It does look like our severe thunderstorm warning has been. Does look like our severe thunderstorm. Oh, hold on, let me double check that. I do think I turned them off. They do continue with the severe thunderstorm warning for northern Ingham County over the next several minutes. Although we did just have a flood advisory come in now for portions of Kalamazoo County. This is including the Galesburg area, Kalamazoo area, Portage. I'll zoom in, get some smaller communities. The Schoolcraft area in Vicksburg, up towards the Parchment, Richland, and Augusta areas. You are now under a flood advisory. This goes until 10:15 p.m. this evening, and this is for potential urban and small stream flooding caused by excessive rainfall. Again, this goes through until 10:15 p.m. this Friday evening. At 4:03 p.m., radar and automated rain gauges indicated an additional 1 to 1.5 inches of rain has fallen in the last few hours. This is in addition to the 1 to 2 inches of rain that fell in the area earlier this morning. And we do expect the potential for an additional half inch to 1 inch of rain are expected over the next couple of hours. This will likely cause urban and small stream flooding. Some locations that will experience flooding include the Kalamazoo area, Portage, Vicksburg, Galesburg, the Parchment area, along with Schoolcraft, Climax, Richland, the Comstock Northwest area, Westwood, Gold Lake, Augusta, Comstock, Scotts, and the Oshtemo area. I do apologize if I mispronounced that one, but your area, those areas are likely going to see urban and small stream flooding. And if you do encounter any flooded roadways in this area, turn around, don't drown. A reminder that most flood deaths occur in vehicles. So that is why we like to hammer that point. The turn around, don't drown. So if you do encounter flooded roadways, remember that. Turn around, don't drown. Find an alternative route is going to be your best bet. So again, we do continue, at least for the next few minutes, for the next 7 minutes. Weatherman in the chat is asking, can I ask a question about my location in Georgia in the marginal? They said isolated downturns. I'm going to assume you mean downbursts, so I'm weather aware. Georgia, the state of Georgia is well outside of our coverage area, which I will load in just a minute, our coverage area, just as a general reminder. But I will turn you towards your local National Weather Service office or local media out in that area. But if you are under a marginal risk of severe, for more information, excuse me, but if you are in the marginal risk area down there, do remain weather aware and just monitor for updates for other trusted sources such as National Weather Service or local media. Give me just a minute here and I will load up coverage area. Alright, let's see what just came in was. They're also putting out a mesoscale discussion. It's like primarily from Northern Indiana, but go ahead and let's switch out our weather-wise radar for just a second while I attempt to show you our coverage area map. Okay, so you should be able to see that now. Here at West Michigan Weather, we cover over 22,000 square miles of western lower Michigan, and that includes the US 10 corridor counties of Mason, Lake, Osceola County, Clare, up towards the Isabella, Mecosta, Newaygo, and Oceana counties. We also cover our I-96 corridor of Muskegon, Ottawa, Kent, Ionia, and Clinton counties, also Montcalm and Gratiot counties, and then also Allegan, Berry, Eaton, and Ingham counties. That does include areas like Muskegon, Grand Rapids, Lansing, up towards like the Mount Pleasant area and Clare, also the Alma area, and the Greenville area in Montcalm County. This also, again, includes the Lansing area over towards Allegan and Hastings. We also include the I-94 corridor counties of Van Buren, Kalamazoo, Calhoun, and Jackson counties. So that includes like the Kalamazoo area over towards Battle Creek, Marshall, and Jackson. And we also include some of our Michigan, Indiana state line counties and Ohio state line. That is Berrien, Cass, St. Joseph, Branch, and Hillsdale counties. So that includes like the St. Joseph and Benton Harbor area over towards Coldwater and Hillsdale. Those are some of the areas we cover. And we also include Lake Michigan nearshore waters as well, stretching from, we'll say, Ludington down towards like Benton Harbor and St. Joseph. That is the area we cover at West Michigan Weather. So I know some of you that might be watching from outside of that area, but just know that that is our primary focus here at West Michigan Weather. So just kind of keep that in mind if you're going to ask questions for outside of the area. Feel free to ask them, but that's not necessarily going to be our focus, particularly on more active weather days. All right, let's see what they're doing over here. So a severe thunderstorm warning. They are going to allow the severe thunderstorm warning. Let me go ahead and put the radar back. Excuse me just for a second. There we go. They are allowing the severe thunderstorm warning there for Northern Ingham County that is being allowed to expire. The stronger storms which prompted the warning had moved out of the area in the Shiawassee and northwestern Livingston counties. However, lightning will continue to remain possible through at least a 4:30 p.m. time frame. A severe thunderstorm watch remains in effect until 9 p.m. for the south central Michigan area. So with that, I do not see anything new coming in with these storms to the south. So before we go ahead and wrap up this stream, we'll do a general recap of everything going on. Excuse me. So we continue to monitor a line of strong but now non-severe storms over the next few minutes. That is stretching from near the Williamston area back towards Eaton Rapids and Onondaga, over towards the Battle Creek area, Kalamazoo, back towards the Dowagiac area as well. We are monitoring another complex of storms that might be organizing into a line towards the Albion area, Spring Arbor, towards Jonesville and Hillsdale over the next several minutes. And then down towards the state line south of Coldwater, so like the Kinderhook area as well. Again, none of these storms are severe. As soon as this warning expires over the next minute or so in Northern Ingham County, but these storms are strong but not severe right now, although we are monitoring for the potential of training thunderstorms which could result in localized flooding issues, with a flood advisory in effect for much of Kalamazoo County until 10:15 this evening for the potential of heavy rainfall causing localized flooding. We'll go ahead and loop the radar just to show you where the training is happening. And again, that's like the Kalamazoo area. Over towards Battle Creek we are watching as well. Eventually up towards the Eaton Rapids area we will be watching as well. So pretty much along the I-94 corridor between Kalamazoo and we'll say Jackson, that is where we'll be watching for the potential of training storms that could result in localized flooding issues. We are monitoring some isolated shower activity as well to the north, but I do think severe weather potential of that activity is rather low at this point in time. We will watch that behind the scenes in case something does try to flare up, but that is chances of that are rather low at this time. So we will be continuing to watch our storms, particularly south of the 96 corridor, in case we do get another severe thunderstorm warning or two. But over the next several hours, this will begin to push off to the east and become more of a southeast lower Michigan issue. So Again, Again, no active severe thunderstorm warnings across the West Michigan weather coverage area at this time. We are still monitoring these stronger storms that are producing areas of heavy rainfall, potential for sub-severe wind gusts, in addition to cloud-to-ground lightning. So at this time, we're going to go ahead and start to scale back our live severe weather streaming operations at this time here at West Michigan Weather. We are still watching behind the scenes, and if we do get any other severe thunderstorm warnings, we will be back with you live until those warnings expire. So, for West Michigan Weather, this is Jacob Melton. Thank you for tuning into this live stream. Do remember to follow us on our social media platforms, or you can subscribe to us on YouTube as well, and follow us on Twitch so you can get notified as well when we do future live streams. We also encourage you, if you do have any storm reports, particularly throughout the afternoon, particularly around the Lansing area with the storms that just passed through, or really anywhere where we have storms this afternoon and evening, if you do have reports to pass along, whether it be flooding or storm damage or something of that nature, do feel free to let us know. You can do that on social media or also on our website at www.westmichiganweather.net/report. Again, that is www.westmichiganweather.net/report. And we will be sure to take note of that and pass along to the National Weather Service as well. We also encourage you, and this is 100% optional, but if you want to support our operations here at West Michigan Weather, we do have the option to donate as well. You can do that on our website at www.westmichiganweather.net/donate. Again, that is www.westmichiganweather.net/donate, where we have the option to do Patreon tiers or even just subscribing, or even just a one-time donation. You can also support us by sending stars on Facebook, and we do have an option to subscribe there as well if you want to see subscriber exclusive posts as well. Again, this is completely optional. We will never require donations for life-saving weather information and weather forecasts, but just something that you can do if you want to help support continue our operations here at West Michigan Weather, both on the live streaming storm chasing side and just general day-to-day operations. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here right now. We are continuing to watch these storms behind the scenes, and we'll be back with you live if conditions warrant. This is Jacob for West Michigan Weather signing off. Be safe out there the rest of this afternoon and evening.